Hello everybody, welcome to Edinburgh. I'm in a rather iconic spot here, just down from Princess Street, the opposite end of Princess Street to the Balmoral Hotel and Waverley Station. I'm right down in this rather magnificent fountain here. And yeah, well, we are all here, Bonnie. We are all here. And the sun has come out this afternoon. It started off a sort of 16, 17 degree day, centigrade. I drove from Findhorn this morning. Yay, there's lots of you on. I see Peggy and Joan and Peter and Bonnie and Diane and Tom and Susan. Gosh, who else have I missed here? Did I say Joan? Anyway, Linda, hello as well. And I saw in the comments, Lyda, I'm sorry that you've had a stroke, and I hope you're recovering well. And Phoenix said that she's gone to bed over there in New South Wales. But look, oh, there's some lovely seagulls here on the fountain. But anyway, a lovely spot. And we're going to be walking along a little bit towards where my next show is, because my next show is in an hour and a quarter, an Australian circus. And I just want to turn the camera for a moment to this magnificent church behind me. The sun is not in a great place, but this is the Church of St. Cuthbert's, and it was the first Christian site in Edinburgh, I just found out, and also a famous site of body snatching. So they built a tower to keep an eye on the body snatchers. Full of interesting history is Edinburgh, and it's also where Agatha Christie got married. So yeah, that was stuff I didn't know before. Just seeing if anybody else has joined us. I think I said hello, Jill. And Jill, was it you that sent me the picture of Greyfriars Bobby? I haven't walked past there this time, but I have many times before. Anyway, we're not on the Royal Mile, and I'll tell you why we're not on the Royal Mile, because I've never seen it so densely packed by people. The Royal Mile is just wall-to-wall people. Well, so is, I mean, this is not uncrowded, but the Royal Mile is, it would be insane. I wouldn't be able to live stream it all. So anyway, this is much nicer down here. I think they snatched bodies to sell them to the hospitals. But I'm really open to, if anybody knows better, but that's my guess. They did sell them. Yeah, not a very nice way of earning some money. But I'm down here now. When I was in Edinburgh, was it last year already, the gardens were all brown. Now, I know the rest of the country needs rain, but we've been having quite a bit, so it's quite nice. And I can just see a train going through there. Can you see that? So the train line runs right along the bottom of Edinburgh Castle and starts at Waverley Station, which I've said before is the only station named after a novel, Waverley by Sir Walter Scott. And so this is a lovely, lovely, and we're heading up, see that spire up there in the middle of the picture? Hi, Irmgard. We're heading towards that because my next show is at the Assembly Rooms. I've just come from a show over in the Pleasance Court, and now I'm just walking up here through the gardens. And today we're walking with, let me find it. I love this quality, and this is a very old and dirty blessing card, but the word is perfect. Yielding. Yielding is a fantastic quality. Water doesn't try and break rock. It yields to it. It goes round it. It's more clever. And I have learned in my life that sometimes yielding is a very good thing to do. Not just as a strategy, but as actually a sensible thing to do. You can just see some more spires. Now, Irmgard, you've just come on. Look, you can just see the castle up there through the trees. Yes, anatomical research indeed. And even nowadays, some people leave their bodies to hospitals. But I'm going up a steep incline here. And you can just see the buildings on the other side of Princes Street. Some of them are having their facades renewed. They're looking a bit grotty, but everywhere. I mean, I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of people come to Edinburgh during the International Festival and the Fringe Festival and the Book Festival and the Film Festival. And you can just see right in the middle of the picture the spire of the Scott Monument. Again, a monument to a novelist. Okay, now, when we pass these trees, we'll get a look at the castle again. This is a lovely, I walked past this memorial earlier. There's something about a kilted soldier. Highlighter, I hope you're feeling better. I was sad to read in your comments that you had a stroke. So we're sending you lots of love and healing. And we're coming to see this is the tops of the buildings of the Royal Mile. We don't need to be up there, and then 1 second and we'll see the castle. The sun is not in the ideal place. So there's the castle. And this bit here where you see the sort of flags on the left, that's where the tattoo will happen tonight. The pipes and drums and guests from all over the world. It's a good question, Kendall. I don't know whether I've read any of Sir Walter Scott's novels. That's a terrible admission, isn't it? Slap my wrist. Yes, the castle is backlit. I was hoping the sun wouldn't come out, actually. It makes for better photography. Yeah, so great that you can walk through Edinburgh with me. And the oldest part, come on sun, go behind a cloud. The oldest part of that castle is St. Margaret's Chapel, and it's 900 years old. It's called the Royal Mile because it's the road leading from Edinburgh Castle all the way down to Holyrood Palace. And it was, it's the old town of Edinburgh. And that's where the royalty used to go from the palace to the castle. And in fact, in that castle, Mary, Queen of Scots, gave birth to James, who became James VI of Scotland, in 1566. I hope you're impressed by my dates. And Edinburgh became the capital of Scotland in 1437. And I found a really interesting thing. Oh yes, Ian Rankin, yes, well he's pretty good too. But I found out another interesting little snippet of information. There's many pubs in the UK called the Elephant and Castle, and actually there was an elephant in Edinburgh Castle in the 18th century. He was a gift, I don't know from whom, perhaps an Indian sultan or something, to the garrison at the time. So there was an elephant in the castle. How about that? Look at that blue sky. I left Findhorn this morning in drizzle and rain and 10 degrees. So I don't know whether the rest of you are having heat waves or not. But I'm heading up towards the gallery, National Gallery here. And then we're going to go up now. See the, let's get in this bit of shade. That spire up there, that's where I'm going for my next show. Oh, good that you're reading about Elizabeth I, Peggy. What a life she had. Yes, so that's where I'm heading for my Australian circus. And next to that spire are my favourite houses. I'm not going to zoom in because I might not be able to zoom out again. There's somebody doing a bit of drumming up here. But the old town, it began to just be so smoky that they started to call Edinburgh Old Reeky because it reeked and stank and was smoky. And then they started to build the new town in 1767, and it's sort of on a very proper grid, Georgian, whereas the old town is a sort of what would I call it, a rabbit's warren of little alleyways and closes and up and downs, and yeah, much more character of course, but the new town's very elegant. Look, there you go, isn't that great? Bit of the castle over there. And another little snippet, Edinburgh was the place where the Encyclopedia Britannica began in 1768. Something else I didn't know. I'm going to give you a quiz at the end of this. I was hoping there'd be a piper along here to give you a little Scottish flavour. But, and the last royal to be resident in the castle was Charles I, 1633. Those houses up there. I'm being drowned out by very enthusiastic drumming. Anyway, for those of you who read my Facebook page this morning, I did it early. I left Findhorn at 10 to 7 this morning, and I arrived here just after 10:30. Oh, I can hear some pipes. Can you hear them? And now we're going to see the lovely floral clock. I remember showing this to you another year. Nice little tower here. Here we are. Oops. Oh, hello, Maggie. Yes, what a life you've had. Central Africa. Look at that, isn't it a beautiful clock? You can hear the skirl of the pipes. It's a great word, skirl. S-K-I-R-L. Oh, look, there he is. I'll get him from behind. You're picking up a bit of the vibe. Nothing like it. Nothing like it. Never miss it. I'm so lucky to have my friend May East here. She lives in Leith, which is the sort of waterside suburb of Edinburgh. Now see that building with the red draping? That's where I'm headed. That's where we're going. We're all going to the Australian Circus. This is the National Gallery, very Greek. I hope the bagpipes put you in a very Scottish mood. And all along the railings are all the advertisements for all the shows. So many shows. Thousands and thousands and thousands of shows. And buskers everywhere. Ah, there's some nice folk singers. Oh. You heard that little shriek? Oh, it's not a band. It's just a fire eater. It's the background music for a fire eater. But in the background you can see the famous Balmoral Hotel, which is right at Waverley Station. Stayed there with my sister once. There's the fire eater up there, but we're heading up onto this hill, look. But hey, I don't want to finish today without drawing attention to my second favourite Eileen guidance, which is on the 26th of August, and it's the one I put in my Facebook page this morning. We have a tremendous work to do. It is the silent work of creating more love in the world. Have you ever heard such great homework for life? To do the tremendous work of creating more love in the world. So off we all go to do that. In every moment, in everything we say, in our energy. Let our energetic signature be one of compassion and love. Loving kindness, I think, sums it up. And I just want to put a word in. Some of you may have known Margot von Greta, who was a staunch Buddhist and did a lot of teachings of Joanna Macy and the work that reconnects. And she passed a few weeks ago, and I went to her funeral on Monday afternoon. Yeah, it was quite a quick and unexpected passing, and it encourages me to be more ready within and without, with my externals in my life and with my internal readiness. Look at those beautiful houses. I'm going to puff a bit because I'm going uphill. Look at that, isn't that a majestic building?
Yeah, actually, basically, you've had everything tonight.
And looking down at you'd think you were in Athens. Yes. So, I mean, this would eventually lead me up to the Royal Mile. Yeah, it's a great thing to share, Joan. Pleasure, an absolute pleasure to be here with you. And oh, that's a better view of the Scott Monument over there. It could do with a bit of stone blasting. Yeah, it's very, the stone has got quite dirty, I think. And there's the castle. You can just see the tip of the castle. The assembly rooms. Wow, how did they get that up there to drape it down? Anyway, we're all joining the throng. It's quite fun. I haven't got to the craft market yet. There's a great craft market in the grounds of that St. Cuthbert's Church. And I always find really nice Scottish handmade things to buy there. They make good presents. There's a very, very majestic looking soldier with his busby on. The busby being that very woolly hat. I love all the languages going on around me. I hear everything. I thought we might do a little bit of a... Oh. I got the green light this time. I didn't be naughty. Just a cavalcade of people. I think this museum on the left is the Museum of Money. Is it? Yes, it is, the Museum of Money. Whoop. Anyway, let's go. Over on the right, we've got some whiskey rooms. And if I go up the little... I tell you what. Okay, let's just buzz over here. I hope the signal doesn't go. I'm going to take you up one of these very narrow little closes here. This one's called... Lady Stairs Close. Look at that beautiful stonework. I wonder what century that's from. Here's a nice little, look at this. I think I need to get my red pencil out here. The spelling was always rather creative in those days. Oh, this must be maybe it's the Writers' Museum up here. Shakespeare spelt his name, I don't know how many different ways, whatever he felt like. This will bring us out on the Royal Mile. Ah, it is the Writers' Museum. Hiya, Tom, look at these. Do you know sometimes in the old town, the tenement buildings were sometimes 14 stories high. Can you imagine?